Tainan, children from the DaAi Kindergarten celebrated its 20th anniversary with performances. In Zhangzhou, a volunteer storage space has transformed into a new recycling point. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Tainan Jingsi Hall. What started it all dates back to 1992, when Mr. Zhang donated his land for a good cause. Today, Mr. Zhang's wife arrived at the celebration as children expressed words and artworks of gratitude.
Students from the kindergarten expressed their thanks to Mr. Zhuang, as Tainan's Jingsi Hall and DaAi Kindergarten's 20th anniversary were made possible because of Mr. Zhuang. Mrs. Zhuang represented Mr. Zhuang, the landowner who donated an acre of land in 1992. At the time, a kindergarten was already built on a piece of land.
I'm very grateful to the brothers and sisters here. After the land was donated, many people worked hard and seriously.
After we received the land from Mr. Zhuang, Master Zheng Yan continued the legacy.
We are also very grateful because this online never forget about us. Something during the winter break or other holidays, they will come to kindergarten to volunteer.
Amongst the volunteers, Xu Mingxian, a symbolic figure, feels emotionally connected as he worked as an overseer for the construction.
In the past, it was tough, but after 20 years and coming over here to see, it's worth it.
Spreading the seeds of kindness because of this kindergarten, we invited many students to become Tzu Chi members.
Tainan Social Education Center welcomed its 20th anniversary. A flower arrangement course was held, hoping to bring more goodness to this world.
Established in 1993, the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Registry Center is reaching its 30th year soon. Today, we take a look at two stories where the parents were once donors, and now their children have also become donors, continuing the love to save others. Tzu Chi Stem Cell Registry Center has been established for almost 30 years. Tong Yuxiu, who was once a donor, is already a father now. Now, his son has also joined in the ranks of saving others.
Seems like even safer than before, and I won't feel that nervous. The volunteers are also very caring. They provided nutrition supplements, red bean soup, herbal soup, and also fruits.
There's another donor who successfully donated her stem cell back in 2002. What touched her the most was the volunteers' love and care.
Volunteers actually used their own money to prepare foods for us. These sisters are willing to stand out and promote this good cause in saving people's lives.
Besides breaking her own stereotype thinking, she has also turned into a volunteer, sharing her story to inspire others.
Although it has been many years since I donated, but due to my job as a police officer, I have to maintain my fitness. First, we have to run 3 kilometers once every 6 months, and my completion time is still under 18 minutes.
18 years later, she has also encouraged her daughter to register as a stem cell donor, and she too has successfully found a match.
The other 2 daughters registered just a while ago. She's the best and was the first daughter to register, and she was also the first one to have found a match.
I have registered a long time ago. It was like 8 years ago, when I was in my freshman year in university.
Although the chances of finding a match is 1 out of 100,000, but these two families have shown us that besides loving their own family members, they have also extended their love to save others. According to a study by Oxford University and Taiwan Vegetarian Nutrition Society, being a vegetarian can greatly reduce the risk of contracting cataracts while also providing much care to our eyes. Follow a report as we learn more. Both eyes with blurry vision, and seems like there's a layer of something blurring the vision. Cataract is the main reason seniors go blind.
My eyes just feel like they're being dried by the sun. My vision gets blurry, and I'm unable to undergo a surgery too.
I'm a vegetarian. I practice ovo-lacto-vegetarianism. I also eat green leafy vegetables. It contains calcium and they are good for the eyes.
According to a study conducted by Oxford University and Taiwan Vegetarian Nutrition Society, adopting a vegetarian diet can reduce the chances of developing cataracts.
For vegetarians, due to their consumption of various plant-based diets, their body will contain more antioxidants. From our study, we have noticed that for our subjects, which are vegetarians, the rate for them developing cataracts is 20% less than those who are non-vegetarians.
According to research, for people with mid to high meat intake, the risk of contracting cataracts is lower by 4%. For low meat intake, that number comes to 15%. For pescatarians, it's 21%. For vegetarians, it's 30%. Lastly, for vegan, the number comes to 40%. The reason being that there's a high amount of vitamin C in their diet.
Inside the lens, there's a lot of vitamin C. If we consume sufficient vitamin C, these antioxidants can actually help fight against outside stimulants such as UV rays.
Being a vegetarian not only saves lives, but it can also help protect our eyes. In Beijing, China, Dr. Gan Yehua has been a vegetarian for over 10 years and is well versed in the health benefits of such a diet. He often uses his extra time to look for numerical data to back up his belief and strengthen his resolve from a medical point of view. Let's take a look at his story.
Hosting an outdoor seminar, Dr. Gan Yehua uses numbers to promote vegetarianism.
We have a sufficient amount of protein intake, but our protein mainly comes from animal-based protein, which enters our body in the form of cholesterol, and that becomes a burden to our body.
No matter if the talk takes place in a community or a business group, the feedback has been great.
I think being a vegetarian is healthy. I hope to get others to join in this lifestyle.
After the things he taught about today, we should not think about eating meat. We should eat more vegetables.
An attendee who has been a vegetarian for over 10 years has finally found the reason as to why she has not been losing weight.
After listening to Professor Gan's lecture, I have come to realize the food that I eat are too limited and that I overuse oil and sauces.
Dr. Gan takes us into his kitchen to show the benefits of using less oil.
When I stir fry, I put the oil last. I start with a little water, then the ingredients, and last is the oil. This way, the oil is not overheated to cause a lot of fumes. This way, my range hood is kept relatively clean.
With his heart in research and the benefits of vegetarian nutrition, Dr. Gan has a vow. That is, to dedicate 1,000 seminars in promoting vegetarianism, which began in November 2018.
Such volunteers in Colombo, Sri Lanka has created their own vegetarian brand, Veggie Haze, and held a special donut project recently. Two shops were invited to make donuts together, and all the proceeds from the charity sale will be donated to help the impoverished.
These baked donuts, which are just out of the oven, are all handmade by these children. Colombo Tzu volunteers created their own vegetarian brand, Veggie Haze, and launched a donut project, inviting young people to work together for charity.
Through this event, I've learned to be a vegetarian. I've always opposed killing animals for food. Besides, we'll donate all the proceeds from the charity sale to help the impoverished.
The precious experience that is not taught at school is here for the children to experience with heart.
Due to the pandemic, the Tzu Chi School in Indonesia have adopted online learning. One of the teachers, Wahyu Safitri, once received a teaching award as a goal in teaching is to provide a positive learning experience even when courses are taught online.
When a teacher guides a student, it's normal to have high expectations while being kind. Teacher Wahyu Safitri knows that she has to be a role model.
It's mainly about liking my role as a teacher, and if you like to teach or guide others, naturally the students will receive a positive energy. With this in mind, they will happily and energetically participate in class.
Demonstrations are limited when in an online teaching environment, but through a close-up analysis, student expressions give clues to their level of understanding.
To become closer with the student and to understand the mental growth of students. These are important factors because when the student is feeling depressed, we're able to solve their issues.
Selamat pagi anak-anak.
recording, saving, and editing videos, while Yusufitri overcame challenges as she made online teaching more interesting for students. Moving on, she looks forward to teaching students in a real classroom.
In Zhangzhou, Fujian, a Tzu Chi volunteer couple has provided their storage for volunteers to use. After the Lunar New Year, the place has become the new recycling point. On the day it was open, volunteers invited neighbors in the community to come do recycling. Take a look.
Volunteers moved the recyclables from the storage room. This is city volunteer Zheng Weiping's house in Zhangzhou. After the Lunar New Year, the place has become Tzu Chi's Baolong recycling point.
I have wanted to establish this recycling point for more than 2 years. It has finally been set up. I'm happier than if I am doing some other great deeds. I have not slept for 3 nights.
My wife has joined Tzu Chi to help people in need. I support her. When I have time, I'll help her carry out the work.
After the Lunar New Year, the recycling point has been inaugurated. Neighbors have come to do recycling. Volunteers have prepared special snacks for them.
This comes with my best wishes. Persimmons mean we can recruit a lot of volunteers and things will go smoothly at recycling point. That there are these cookies. I hope we can recruit many volunteers and have a good crowd.
Currently, the volunteers at the recycling point are mostly neighbors. Some people ride motorcycles to bring recyclables here after learning that city volunteers are using recyclables to help the needy.
Sitting at home, I feel bored and I'm almost feeling ill. A Tzu Chi volunteer told me I can come out to do recycling, just come out. I feel happier the more work I do. I no longer feel my headache, it naturally healed.
With the establishment of new recycling point, more residents can join the ranks of recycling volunteers and protect the environment.
In Fujian, China, Seeker Recycling Education Station's renovation has been completed after 7 months. This is the result of many recycling volunteers who worked as a team. Here's more.
There are clothing, shoes, and other items. This is the newly renovated Seeker Recycling Education Station.
I was thinking about whether I should buy clothes for my child during the Lunar New Year. The volunteer told me, "Let me take you to the recycling station to pick some clothes." I said there are a lot of people who need clothes. She said it is all right, do not think too much. That is how she comforted me.
We bring people from different schools and organizations who want to learn about environmental protection to this place. Basically, we do recycling from beginning till end here.
The wide and bright space is the result of many people's work. It is hard to imagine that this man who's carrying heavy tiles has suffered a leg injury recently.
Rather than sitting around at home, it is more meaningful to come out and serve. During the process, I forget about my pain.
Ke Qingxiang's baby is just 3 months old. Her family supports her to return to the recycling station.
My health has not been very good after giving birth to the baby. I have been hoping to return to volunteer work soon. I think my family's support is a big motivation for me.
I'm very happy that she is doing good deeds.
The volunteers work as a team to renovate the place, and after 7 months, the renovation has finally been completed. They will continue to protect the environment of this place.
In Dongguan, China, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Eton House Foreign Language School to promote environmental protection. Everyone enjoyed it and were quick to memorize environmental protection slogans.
Leave a clean earth for the children. With the same goal, the teachers show the greatest intelligence.
I think environmental protection should start with us and start with our personal act from today.
I think it can also be extended to students' basic necessities of life, including food, housing, transportation, and all aspects. We must guide our students and our children to have this kind of environmental awareness.
To enhance the influence of teachers about environmental protection, it is necessary to carry out recycling in a fixed time and a fixed point manner.
In Malaysia, since last year, City Volunteers opened an exchange platform. More than 200 participants have joined so far, and everyone puts their goods on the platform to continue the lives of these items. Take a look.
The exchange platform is a place where materials are given up, but what is gained is the abundance of the soul.
The donations belong to Tzu Ji's charitable fund. Everyone is very happy. The most important thing on the platform is to reuse things and to extend their lives from us.
Tzu Ji volunteer Hong So-hao donated items from the crystal shop that his father had run before his death to platform.
My father was gone, but his things were kept in the house, and they weren't of no use, so I vowed to donate them. And the money sold can help more people, so it's like collecting blessings for my dad.
When I saw that there was an item suitable for my Tzu Ji Care recipient, I would greet the volunteers I knew and ask them to keep this item. Then I asked if the recipient is suitable. Not only can we turn everyone's love into merit, but it can also benefit our recipients.
Everyone learned to let go and turn what was not needed into a force for good.
In Hualien, the Buluan service station uses idle space to raise seedlings and then plant them in the park. By doing so, it allows us to see Taiwan's unique plants while walking in the park.
The Buluan service station of Taroko National Park in Hualien transformed a house of nearly 30 years old into a greenhouse to cultivate the native Taiwanese plants.
The most common native plants are Taiwan Lily and golden lycoris. We rebred it and then spread it to where everyone can see it.
Because of the differences in altitude, Taiwan Lily needs to be cultivated for more than a year. It blossoms only in April and May.
We will peel off the seeds from the Taiwan lily pods, but there will still be moisture after peeling them off, so we will expose them again. When they are done, we can sow and continue to cultivate them.
In addition to regenerating native plants, it also cultivates plants that insects and animals like to eat.
The food that these butterflies and birds like to eat, such as Chinese elder, tashiros, epitorium, and the blossoms of cherry, peach, and plum.
It not only provides people with an opportunity to learn about the diversity of plants in Taiwan, but also takes into account the sustainability and conservation of the ecological environment.
Due to the pandemic, immersion became a trend in theater. As the pandemic forced many theaters and groups to cancel their agendas, many seek to find new ways of performance. Visual artist Huang Xingjian created an immersive theater utilizing a 360-degree camera for recording, and along with background computing, people, things, and scenery are created in a virtual space. To projection, the audience steps into the artwork, and through VR, the artist places the audience into another dimension.
The setting is in a prison cell. Like a political prisoner, he lost his body. In the VR simulation, you are only controlling the head, finding a way home.
Body trapped, yet the thoughts remain free. Xingjian Huang's The Missing Body received awards at the New Images Festival in Paris. Using VR, the audience travels into a dream. In collaboration with Lim Gyong, the soundtrack mixes Oriental themes along with Western electronic music.
We want to enter another dimension, not an environment in real life. So I thought of the space that transcends space-time, which I came up with sounds in the universe, using electronic sounds along with traditional instruments like the shona.
加一些我们传统的一些乐器，比如说唢呐。其实我们
When we produce the sound of shona, it creates a religious feeling. Mixing that with electronic music, and to express different statuses while adding in traditional drums, the music produces a sense of soul calling.
表现那个状态，然后再加上一些那种庙会的那个锣鼓点，说有一种灵魂的召唤感。
This VR simulation not only produces imagery, but allows audiences to walk in the simulation, feeling the impact from all angles. Therefore, the sensors does not only rely on the helmet camera. 2 VR cameras behind the audience would map out their location in the simulation. Along with the handheld controller, the audience can walk around freely in another dimension.
2 controllers can create complicated movement. Of course, you need 2 controllers. Once you leave the area of detection, the 2 hands disappear in the simulation, and you no longer can interact.
The comes and goes of technology had completely changed the artistic viewing experience. Like these interactive and immersive artworks, the audience no longer is a bystander. Through interaction, many feel moved by what is in the artwork.
VR simulations might be lonely, yet the immersive theater provides larger room as can be shared with others, creating resonance in the artistic viewing experience. Xing Jianhuang's team uses the same content in another form of display. 8 projectors projecting 5 videos. In order to connect the videos, the surrounding video resolutions have to be adjusted for accuracy.
The projected imagery must connect very accurately from the left, front, right, and a crack in the middle. The adjustments must be done perfectly.
所以这里面其实用到非常大量的这种电脑绘图的技术。那像里面我们也用过，像现在有一个最新。
We actually utilize large amounts of computer graphics within it. We also use new technology called volumetric capture. It's done in a program called 4D Views. And to record something, we need 10 cameras surrounding a performer. The actions will be captured by the cameras real time. The footage is then transformed into a 3D model. So when we complete recording, we have to use different angles to review the model. We use real-time 3D models, and we tend to replicate scenes and environments from the past.
我们大概都是用即时的3D， 然后把以前的这些曾经有的这些场景啊、环境等等，我们把它复刻，然后输入到。
As Xing Jianhuang described VR as the best, most empathetic technology out there, since it uses our subjective view onto what others are seeing, the audience no longer sits and listens, finally standing up, interacting with the stories of other people's lives.
In Canada, due to the pandemic, students are still unable to head out to school for classes. Tzu Academy has also converted their class to online learning since April last year. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.